Hi guys, it's Daniel here again. In this video, I wanted to give a quick update on how my 90-day dopamine fast is going. So I'm on day 36 right now. So I've noticed a couple of things, but I haven't really noticed what I was expecting to notice. So first of all, the reason why I'm doing this 90-day dopamine fast is because I want to see improved recovery metrics. I want to see a lower resting heart rate, higher HRV, higher working memory. I want to see improvement in my motivation and enjoyment for expanding and growing my business. And I want to remove any form of tilt from my trading, from my day trading. So that's the goals from this 90-day dopamine fast. So in terms of what I've seen so far, so I was expecting to see at least some improvement in resting heart rate, HRV, and working memory. But so far I haven't seen any improvement in either of those metrics. So I think possibly the reason why I haven't seen improvement in those metrics yet is because over the last 2 weeks I've had possibly the most business stress that I've had in multiple years. So that's kind of coincided with this dopamine fast. So that could be holding back some of those recovery metrics, and it could be holding back my working memory a little bit. So it could be masking the benefits that I've got from this. So perhaps in another week or two, once that kind of settles, then the gains that I've made in terms of resting heart rate, HRV, and working memory, then perhaps those will start to show themselves. So that's what I'm hoping for at least. So yeah, in terms of those metrics, I haven't really noticed anything yet, but I have noticed a few things. So what I've noticed is that my motivation and enjoyment for doing business work has improved a lot. So my motivation to improve the profitability of my business and my motivation to expand my business has improved a lot. And that's one of the things that I was hoping to get out of this dopamine fast. So I think it still will improve far more from now until the end of the dopamine fast, but so far I have seen some gains there, some improvement there, which is good. Another thing I've noticed is that I seem to be seeking out more healthier forms of dopamine now. So one example of that is that I'm starting to look into signing up for a gym membership again. So for the last 4 years, I've lived in apartment buildings in the CBD, and I've always had a gym inside the apartment building. So I haven't needed to have a gym membership for these last 4 years because there's always been a gym inside the apartment building. But the gym is never that great in these buildings. Like, it has the basics, so it has the cardio machines and it has strength machines, but the strength machines are all like cable machines, so they're not actually that effective at building strength. But for the last 4 years, I have been okay with that. And because I thought, okay, I'm saving the gym membership fee, why pay another gym membership fee when I've got this free gym in the building, even though it's not that effective. But what ended up happening was I simply wasn't doing enough strength sessions as I should have been. So I was still fairly consistent with cardio because the cardio machines in the building gym are not bad. But I kind of neglected strength training a bit because the cable machines are just not very effective at all. So I haven't really thought about that for these last 4 years because I've just thought, okay, this building gym is good enough. But what happened was I just simply wouldn't go to the building gym anywhere near as often as I should because I knew it wasn't that effective, so then I just simply wouldn't go at all. And I didn't really think too much about this over these last couple of years, but it's only now that I'm doing this dopamine fast that my interest and motivation in strength training has improved a lot again. So I'm really interested in improving my strength as well as my cardio fitness. So strength training has always been a goal, but the motivation for it has increased a lot over these last couple of weeks that I've been doing the dopamine fast. So I haven't signed up for a new gym yet, but I've trialed 2 gyms near me. I'm going to pick one soon. So that's kind of one anecdotal change. Like, it's a change that hasn't happened in multiple years. So it's a small thing that is different. Another small thing that is different is my interest in getting regular small financial gains, like for example in the stock market. So for the last few years, I haven't put much thought into my retirement fund, my retirement accounts, and they've been set to cash mostly. I set them to cash multiple years ago when the fund rate started to increase. So the interest rate on just holding cash in the retirement accounts went to about 4.5% to 5%. And I set it to that, I think, in 2022. And I haven't really thought about it since. But just this week, I set it back to fully into diversified stocks and property, which is where it should have been for these last few years. But I've just held it into cash because the cash rate was okay. But really, I was making maybe 4.5% on cash in my retirement account when it should have been, 7, 8, 9% if I was in a diversified mix of stocks and property. So I've missed out on multiple percentage points there. And I think the reason why I held it in cash was kind of twofold. I think I was not comfortable with the volatility of stocks and property in my retirement account. And at the same time, I wanted one part of my overall assets to be really stable. And I think the reason why I wanted that is because other aspects of my financial life were less stable. Like, I think I was over trading, which made my financial situation less stable. I am still profitable overall in trading. Even before I started this dopamine fast, I was still profitable overall, but it was a bit of a roller coaster. So I'd be really profitable for a month or two, and then I'd give back 50 or 75% of the gains, and then that would kind of repeat. So that kind of roller coaster, I think, made me want to be really safe in my retirement account. But that thinking has completely changed now. So now, I've realized that was just a mistake to have my retirement account in just holding cash when it should have been holding a diversified mix of assets and earning, 7, 8, 9% instead of 4.5%. So I only just finally made the change this week, and I think it's due to the dopamine fast. I think the dopamine fast is resetting my expectations for return, and I think it's resetting my tolerance for risk to a more healthy level. So that's one of the big things I want to get out of this dopamine fast. So I really want to eliminate every single form of tilt from my trading. So I know I can be one of the best traders in the world. I'm very confident in that, but there are still a few things holding me back, and the main thing holding me back is simply just tilt. So by tilt, I mean deviating from my own high edge trading plan. And I think the main cause of these deviations from my trading plan is simply that my dopamine receptors were downregulated, and also the dopamine spike that I would get from certain trading activities was far larger than it should be. So those are two things I want to get out of this dopamine reset, this 90-day dopamine fast, is I want to get my cue response from all trading activities to a really low baseline level, and I want to increase my overall baseline level of dopamine so that basically I can maintain the healthy tilt-free trading 100% of the time, so that I won't have the roller coaster in my trading results. So I think the fact that I am now interested in regular, healthy amounts of financial gain, like just from the stock market, in my retirement account, where I wasn't really before, I think that simple change is completely due to the dopamine fast. I think it's a really healthy thing, and I think it's a sign that the dopamine fast is working how I want it to be working, even though I haven't really seen the improvement in the other metrics, like the recovery metrics or the working memory. And yeah, apart from that, I've just started to expand my main business again as well. And that's something that's been kind of stagnant for a while. I haven't actually put too much effort into trying to expand it, but now I'm starting to put more effort into expanding it. That is possibly just due to having more time on my hands, because now that I'm not wasting all this time on scrolling or on playing video games, now that I'm not wasting that time, I simply have more time on my hands. So that aspect could just simply be because I have more time on my hands, so that I might as well work on expanding my business. It could be that, but it could be that the interest and the motivation to expand my business is due to the dopamine fast resetting what I find enjoyable, which is the main goal of the dopamine fast. So yeah, that's about it in terms of an update. So basically, yeah, one more anecdotal thing is I think that overall my productivity per hour is lower at the moment compared to it was before the dopamine fast started. So per hour, I'm getting less done. But because I have so many extra hours in the day, because I'm not wasting so many hours scrolling or playing video games, because I have so many extra hours in the day, my overall productivity is far higher, even though my productivity per hour is lower. And I think by the end of the dopamine fast, I will not only have the extra hours in the day, but also my productivity per hour should be far higher by the end of the dopamine fast compared to before the dopamine fast started. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping to get out of it. And yeah, that's about it, guys. If you like this content, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Cheers, guys.